like me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. You see the title. Today we are talking about skincare after 30 and the things that they do not tell you about it. So if you want to know more, let's go. Now, before we start, yes, 30 is not old. You are not cracked by 30. However, there are differences that you will quickly notice once you hit 30 with your skin compared to when you are in your 20s. So I want to go over some of the things I've started doing, some of the things I've started to notice about my skin differences, and how I am just keeping up with the changes. Because from your skin to your body, literally the changes hit you like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, I feel like you really start getting a grasp of time in your 30s. Because it's like, yeah, you're at an age where it's not old, but you're old enough. You're old enough to remember what things look like just 5 years ago, and you start thinking about what are things going to look like 5 years from now. It's like that number gets real serious once you're there, and I think I've been dealing with it the best that I can. I don't know. Now, because today's video is sponsored by Banish, I will be starting out with one of the treatments that I have added since I have turned 30, and that is micro needling. I believe I actually started micro needling the year that I turned 30. So we're about like 2 years deep into me doing it at home by myself. Now, you can't get it done professionally, but you guys know I've been doing it by myself. Now, if you do not know how this works, let me show you. Microneedling promotes skin rejuvenation, and it also targets issues like texture, acne scars, and fine lines, and it is so easy to do at home by yourself, as you can see. After sanitizing your banisher, all you have to do is go over your entire face with the banisher with very minimal pressure. It should not be anything too hard. You want to make sure you avoid any active breakouts that you might have, but go over your entire face, and that is it. You should not be in pain once you are done with this. And the skincare after is very simple because you do not want to do too much on your face. I just go in with a vitamin C serum and I call it a day. That is one of my easier nighttime skin routines. You should not be in pain once you are done with microneedling. Is, I would say, like a service type of treatment that I have added into my skincare routine. Another one that I have added, and I have also done a video on that, is red light therapy. Baby, me and her go together like this. Now, I have figured out with my skincare routine that that is something that I will do in the morning as soon as I wake up. And, you know, just a way to like kind of slowly start my morning. You know, don't want to just jump in, because the morning, ain't nobody got time for that. Again, once you get older, like, you know, you loud noises, all that hectic hustle, and but like 18-year-old me, I'm in college, I'm commuting, so I gotta catch a bus, I gotta catch this. Loud New Yorkers, very overstimulating for me. So as I've gotten older, my mornings need to start out a whole lot slower. So me and red light therapy go together real bad in the morning. Facials, I do not get them as often as I should. So I do want to start either doing a like monthly facial, or, because y'all know I figured out how to do everything else at home by myself, some type of like facial that I can do at home. And maybe that way I can do it a little bit more frequently. I'm trying to think any other treatments or services that I do specifically for my skin, because y'all know I have figured out brow tinting by myself, brow lamination by myself. Oh, dermaplaning. I do that at home by myself. Now I have the little kit from Michael Todd, but that is something that you can also add on when you get facials, and that will just help if you have a little bit more facial hair, because that was something I had to figure out. You guys know I have gotten laser hair removal for my body, but I don't play when it comes to certain things on or around my face, so I've never really tried it for my face. You know, TT got a little bit of mustache, a little, you know, something going on there, and kind of to like edge up my eyebrows, because I can't do waxing or threading for my brows because I have very sensitive skin. Oh, I think I forgot to mention that if you're new here, I have oily combination sensitive skin on my face. Body is a conversation for another day. So I cannot do waxing or threading for my eyebrows because y'all know those little bumps that'll break out. Like one time my body waxer has tried waxing my top lip. It came free with the service. You know, that's like one of the last places that you want bumps on your face. So I have not tried that ever since then. So dermaplaning is the closest I have come to figuring out what to do with any facial hair that I might have. And it also helps with makeup going on much smoother, and I feel like skincare penetrates much better without that. So that is also a service treatment that I have added. And I think that is it as far as any of those type of things I have done for my face. And I will say, I do think like as you get older, you will start to realize that you can kind of take away the money that you're putting into some of the skincare products that you're buying and invest in some of those things so that you can do those services at home by yourself, so that you can have the mask, you can have the tools, those type of things. And in the long run, it'll be better for you, because sometimes it is hard to keep up with a like $90 toner or something like that. So it's a good mixed balance as you get older. And, you know, we can kind of use that to segue into the skincare products that I am using in my 30s and things that I have noticed. And I'll say in your 20s, I feel like it's either or. Either you're the person who's using like maybe 2 products as your skincare routine and you call it a day, or you're the 20-something-year-old who was doing the full-blown 10-step Korean skincare beauty routine. And I wouldn't necessarily say that either one is wrong for that decision. However, just what I've noticed, it doesn't go for everybody. What I have noticed is once you hit your 30s, it's the people who were only doing the maybe 2 steps skincare routines, or just saying, you know, like, I'm fine with lotion, I'm fine with this, that once you hit 30 and you start seeing some of those changes, they're the ones who start getting a little antsy, because what they were doing that was so simple for them in their 20s, it's not hitting the same anymore. You know, once you start seeing those fine lines, those wrinkles in your 30s, that's when they start feeling those. And I feel like those are some of the people who feel some type of way about getting older, because it's like, wait a minute, am I late to the party? Am I late? And really, that's just the way of life. You're getting older. There's no way of getting around that. So yeah, the things that you were doing that might have seemed like was a little easier, you know, you didn't have to do too much. And that's not just with your skin, your body as well. Your metabolism starts slowing down as you get older. Cells are not turning over as quickly. The skin itself is just not as durable. So yeah, you might start to notice in your 30s that you can't just do the lotion anymore. You can't just do the moisturizer and call it a day. You should not be sleeping in your makeup in your 20s, but you had to catch myself. You definitely do not want to be doing that in your 30s. You do not want to be exfoliating as hard with your skin in your 30s. And that's kind of why I mentioned what I mentioned with you can kind of take away some of the things with your skincare products if you start adding in those treatments and services, because what I have found is that with microneedling and the red light therapy, I've kind of eliminated that step of like exfoliators or masks that are, you know, supposed to exfoliate the skin. Like those type of harsher products, I really can't tell you that I use any anymore. I might own 1 or 2, but I definitely don't use any type of like scrubs or anything like that. I leave the things that are supposed to target texture or anything like that on my face to those type of tools and services and treatments. So I can kind of like glaze over that now in my 30s and focus more so on products that are going to add hydration, that are going to, you know, give me a more of like visible glow. I think like that is my main focus as I am getting older. I want my skin to, I don't ever want like dull looking skin. I want to look like a glazed donut in my 60s, 70s, 80s. So you'll start taking out and putting in products that you feel are more beneficial to you as you get older based on how your skin is changing. So I have started removing more abrasive products, more things aimed at texture and exfoliation, because I don't need them with the other things that I have added into my skincare routine. But I have seen that I have started paying more attention to eye creams. Now, people have their thoughts when it comes to eye creams, but I'm use me in eye cream, especially before red light therapy. And I will add in more serums targeted towards vitamin C. So you'll start being interested in treatments and services that you never would have thought twice of in your 20s. You will start to notice that there are products that you were not paying attention to in your 20s that you are going to start paying attention to in your 30s, or you'll start noticing that there are products that you've ignored in your 20s and you're like, what did Kiki say? I hope it's not too late. Let me go ahead and put that neck cream on. I just need to look like Nia Long by the time I'm in my 50s. That's 2, right? 3. Something that they do not tell you is that it never stops. You will get a hold on what you think is working for you. This works for my diet. This works for my skin. This works for my hair. And then you keep getting older and it constantly changes. Now, if you've been here for a good little minute, I forgot to mention, I also have acne prone skin. as well. I've always cared about skincare. I have always tried to figure out what is working for me, and I thought I had it down packed. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, in the later years of my 20s, I stopped having as many breakouts, even though I am constantly trying new products, right? I have sensitive, acne-prone skin, so breakouts when you are constantly trying new makeup products, new skincare products, I feel like I got to a place where I was like, oh, it works for me. I understand it now. And then I turned 30. And even though I still very much so have acne prone skin, it is not in the same way that I had acne prone skin in my 20s. Now in my 30s, what I have realized is that my acne is very hormonal. If you see a breakout on my face, just know I'm on my cycle. You see that breakout on my face? And that one right there? Guess who's on her cycle right now? And it does not matter how good all of my skincare work is working together. I know if I see, that's actually how I know now. If I'm not using an actual like tracker or something like that to keep track of my cycle, as soon as I see that breakout, I'm like, oh, okay, my cycle's coming. And I've told y'all before that my problem areas when it comes to my breakouts was more so my T-zone area, because that is where I get oily on my face. However, with me now more so only breaking out when it is during my cycle, it is more so along my like jawline area and my like the perimeter of my face, which is where I have my normal skin. That is where I have been breaking out more. Now, yes, I do have one that is currently right there because, you know, sometimes it likes to surprise you. But for the most part, my breakouts now are along my jawline. So it is very irritating because I've been doing the microneedling and all that type of stuff to help when it comes to the dark spots left over on my cheeks areas, because those were the places where I was breaking out the most in my 20s and they left spots on my face. So I worked and I cleared up those areas, and now I have new areas that I have to work on when it comes to the dark spots because they are now forming in a completely different place. And it's not easy being a woman. It's not. But that is something else that can happen to you once you hit your 30s. You might think you understand your acne. Boom. Acne in a whole new place you never had to worry about having any type of breakouts, place you never had to worry about when you are wearing makeup when it comes to concealing it or color correcting, any of that type of thing. Maybe you didn't even have acne in your 20s, because that is also a thing. People think like acne and puberty and that's why you're breaking out. There is very much so adult acne, so maybe you will start dealing with acne. Maybe you will start to realize you have dry skin, even though you've known yourself to have oily skin, or vice versa. So it can be confusing, it can be frustrating. That is also another reason why some people start getting a little more antsy as they start to get older, because again, imagine always feeling like you never really have a grasp on understanding your body, understanding your skin. It's okay, take a little breather. And even though you thought it worked for you before, you're just gonna have to realize what is happening to you right now and trying to find a way to make it work for you right now. And yes, you might have to change that again in 5 years, in 10 years. But I think some people get so stuck on what was working for them that they're not, and change is hard for some people. They're not willing or wanting to go along with the change. And that's when you start getting that battle, because it's gonna change. Body is going to change. There's not much you can do to stop. If it wants to, it's going to. All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. Those are some of the things that I have noticed changing about myself, some of the things I have noticed from conversations that I have had with other people in my age range, and even some people who are older, because someone older than you will never shy away from telling you or warning you, giving you a heads up. And some people will see that as like you're a know-it-all, you feel like you know it all, but baby, it's always nice to have that heads up. It's always nice to have an idea of what you're walking into. Yes, at the end of the day, like, everyone's just going to have to find out for themselves, but going into it blindly versus having somewhat of an idea, a little bit of help, it makes a huge difference on your mental, okay? So if you are in your 30s and you're already experiencing changes, let us know in the comments down below. Maybe someone else is experiencing the same changes that you are going through. If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, let us know what's coming. Break it to us slowly, though. Because when y'all in my comments talking about you can go through another puberty with your chest size, I can't handle them getting any bigger. I cannot. I don't even want the size that I have now. You see what I'm saying? It's like break it to us slowly, but let us know what is coming in the future. And if you're in your teens, 20s, baby, read them comments. Take heed. Because aging is a beautiful thing, but it can be scary. All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. Like I said, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.